Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well on day one of the international break. Yes, the international break is here, we're waiting for England to play, we're waiting for all the countries to play. Friday I think it all begins, or Thursday, I'm not even quite clued up on it because it's the international break. Are we even fussed about it? We want our clubs back. Anyway, I'm going to try and give you guys as much content as I can throughout the international break. I've got a couple of collabs planned, so do expect a couple of collab videos in the next 2 weeks, as well as the Reddit video, which does normally come on a Monday. But because I gave it to you on a Wednesday last week, I think it's only fair I give you 6 days, not 5. So it will come tomorrow, and then the week, next week, it will be on Monday. So yeah, Reddit Monday will be Reddit Tuesday tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that button now. Let's get into a Chelsea fan's view. I thought it was relevant. I saw the latest and I thought this is definitely something that will interest us Chelsea supporters, and that's the Norwich vacancy. I'm going to give my thoughts on Eddie Howe to Newcastle in the latter stages of this video, so keep your eyes peeled because I have a few things to say about that, whether I think it's going to be good or bad. But Norwich, Daniel Farke got sacked 2 days ago by Norwich after a win, which is weird, but I get it. I know some people probably bamboozled going, how can you sack a manager after a win? Look, Norwich have been not just flattened, they've been buried into the ground. One win isn't going to save his job. Not after about, I don't know how many flipping losses. That was Norwich's first win of the season. The form has just been dreadful. Daniel Farke was always going to go. However, now that Farke has gone, they are looking for a new manager. And the front runner, the favourite, is none other than Lamps. Super Frankie Lampard. Yes, Frank Lampard, our ex-manager. I'm not even going to call him our ex-manager. I can't. His legacy is just too much as a player. I don't want to even think of him as a manager. I just want to look at him as what he did as a player and just look at that and go, the legend. Chelsea legend Frank Lampard. Yeah, I'm just going to say that. Chelsea legend Frank Lampard is the front runner for the Norwich job. And the Telegraph confirmed today that talks will be taking place this week. There are other names, including John Terry, as well as a couple of other names in the hat. But it's looking like Frank Lampard is the long favourite, for sure. And I think it's going to happen. I'll be honest. I think it's actually going to happen. Frank Lampard to Norwich. We have a vested interest in this. We have a big vested interest in this. Why? Because Daniel Farke wasn't using Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour is on loan and he's not playing. He was playing and now he's not playing. And he hasn't been playing for a while. And some Norwich fans have come to terms with that and gone, yeah, I can see why. And other Norwich fans are going, no, we brought him in for a reason. He was part of the European champions last season. He needs to play. He needs to be one of the main men in this team. We got him on loan for a reason. So now that Daniel Farke has gone, the main obstacle is gone, Frank Lampard, you best believe that Billy Gilmour's loan move has just been saved. It's just been saved. Look, if Lampard comes in, Gilmour's playing every single minute up until the end of the season. That is without question. Without question. And that is definitely one part of it. Billy Gilmour. We need to make sure that he's playing his football. We need to make sure that he's developing. That way, at the end of the loan, at the end of the season, we know what we have as a properly developed young little midfielder. Because at Chelsea, he's not going to get as much game time. The competition is just so fierce in terms of the midfield at Chelsea that we sent him on loan so he would play, so he would develop and get better. That way we get a more finished, a more polished version of Billy Gilmour to come in, and then we can compare and see if he's really ready. Which I think, to be honest, when you're talking about a Jorginho, who eventually will have to be phased out, eventually, I see the closest man in this squad, closest to Jorginho, has to be Billy Gilmour. In terms of style, in terms of being able to carry out the same characteristics, you're looking at Billy Gilmour. That's the closest one we have to Jorginho. So it could be a plan in place. If Frank Lampard comes in, though, Billy Gilmour is saved. Mate, you better get yourself training properly, you better get yourself motivated, up and running, make sure you are in form, because if Frank were to come in, you are the first name on the starting lineup. Simple as that. Anyway, in terms of Frank Lampard though, as a manager, I also want to talk about this. Billy Gilmour, we've discussed, it will be great for him, but Lamps, the return to management, let's be honest. And you guys remember what I was like towards the end of Frank Lampard's time at Chelsea as a manager. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Yes, he done good things in his first season, being able to promote some of the academy, which, to be honest, I think anyone would have been forced to do. The thing with Lampard, though, is that he done it well. So credit to him for that. Any other manager would have had to do the same thing, though, because we had a transfer ban. We had to dip into the academy. The good thing about Lamps and everyone around, and including Jody Morris, was that he was a youth coach manager, had already had an eye on some of the talent that we'd had and had an idea of who was good and who wasn't, and who was ready and who wasn't. So in terms of plucking out the right players from the academy, we'd done just that. And Lampard worked well with them for that first season. Ended up top 4 with a young squad, and that was a great achievement. FA Cup final, brilliant. But second season, with a bit of cash available, with a transfer ban lifted, bringing in your targets, trying to assemble your squad, and trying to keep everyone on side, Frank Lampard failed miserably. Let's be honest, he failed miserably. When you're looking at some of the players that he shunned to the side, they are now the most successful players in the squad. Rudiger, Jorginho, Alonso. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, even Kepa. At the time we were looking at Kepa like this guy can't save a thing. He couldn't save his own shadow. When you're talking about Kepa now, though, we're looking at him like, second goalkeeper is Kepa. Yeah, we're happy. When you're looking at, as I said, some of the other names, including Rudiger. He wasn't playing Rudiger. And we all thought that was a good idea. That's what's crazy. We all at the time thought, yeah, he's not good enough. Rudiger's not good enough. What were we thinking? Unreal. And then Tuchel comes in, fixes him, turns him into the best central defender in world football. It's crazy. And that just goes to show you, in terms of man management, in terms of being able to keep the entire squad on side, in terms of keeping the motivation up, showing tactical prowess, being able to change a situation during the game, Frank Lampard was lacking. Really, really lacking. So look, I'm actually quite happy that he's linked with the Norwich job, and it's looking like he's going to get the Norwich job, because I think that's the level he needs to go to in order to develop himself as a manager and to learn and to get better. I think Norwich, if he were to get Norwich out of the situation they're in now and keep them in the Premier League, big achievement. With that squad, big achievement. Limited resources, really testing. That's going to test him as a manager in terms of being able to keep the entire squad on side, getting everyone to play for him, and that's the one thing he needed to improve on the most. That is the one thing, because that's what he lost at Chelsea. At Norwich, that is all he's going to have to do, because Norwich aren't loaded. They ain't got a budget. They're not going to go into the transfer market. He's not going to go, I want that player. He's going to have to work with what he has, and at Norwich, that's going to be the challenge. And if he succeeds with that, he'll develop as a manager. So look, I think it's a perfect opportunity for Frank, and I wish him the best. I really, really do. If he gets that Norwich job, which I think he's gonna take, and I think it's going to happen this week, we'll see what happens towards the end of the week, then I'm very, very happy for him. And long may it continue, because don't forget, as a manager, he's young. He's young. He's not old. He's in his 40s. As a manager, that's baby. That's baby. You're talking, you've still got your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, and then you can retire. He's still got 30 years left of a career if he wants it. He is a baby in terms of management. He can take all the time in the world. All the time. So taking this job at Norwich would be very, very good for him. And I hope he does it. And I think it's going to happen. So good luck, Frank. Good luck, Frank. In terms of Eddie Howe, let's finish off on Eddie Howe, because Eddie Howe's taken the Newcastle job. The one most attractive job in world football right now that I think many managers wanted, possibly even Mourinho, because he seems to be losing left, right and centre at Roma. Maybe he's trying to lose his job. Maybe he wants Newcastle. I don't know. Anyway, he can't now because Eddie Howe's been appointed. Newcastle and Eddie Howe, is this a good thing? I have to say, at face value, I look at this and go, yeah, it's a good thing, because Eddie Howe's a good manager. Eddie Howe is a very young, promising, good, progressive manager. I think in terms of what he done at Bournemouth, he done unbelievable things at Bournemouth. To take that team from League 2 to the Premier League in such a short space of time is unprecedented. Mind-boggling. With limited resources, as I've said, he managed to have the entire squad on his side as a group, collectively, and they went for it. And they succeeded. Promotion, boom, Premier League football. And stayed there for a little bit before eventually going down. And you know what? Look, I think in terms of Newcastle, it's going to be a big test for Eddie Howe, because he's done it at a Bournemouth, where, you know, limited resources, just like a Norwich, haven't got a big budget. I think most of the revenue of Bournemouth when they were in the Premier League came on a match day because of ticket revenue. Like, that was their main source of revenue. That tells you everything you need to know. You know, at Newcastle, it's going to be completely different. And this is going to show us a side of Eddie Howe that we don't know yet. Can he handle a budget? Can he handle big personalities? Newcastle are ambitious now. They've got the cash. They've got the money ready. Next, if they survive this season, in terms of relegation, which I think they will, then they're going to start spending. They're going to start going after targets. He's going to have to start identifying big names that he wants, and he's going to have to manage egos. He's going to have to manage a squad. He's going to have to try and take himself to the next level as a manager. No one knows if he's capable of doing so. Maybe he's capable of doing that. I think capable is the wrong word. He is capable of doing that. But will he do that? We don't know. We don't know. He's never done it before. So it's a risk. It's a risk. I personally thought that Newcastle would go for a slightly bigger name. I thought they would try and attract someone big. But the fact that they could still get relegated, Eddie Howe is probably a wise decision. Because at the worst scenario, if Newcastle did get relegated, Eddie Howe will bring them back up. 100%. 100%. And then they will find themselves back in the Premier League. And then they will start spending properly. And then they'll get back on track with the plan that they have in motion now. It just depends whether they get relegated this season or they don't. Eddie Howe, though, I think is a good appointment. In terms of the football and in terms of being able to get this Newcastle team playing, I think he will absolutely do that. Personally, I think Newcastle will survive. Maybe about 15th, 14th. Maybe they'll finish around there. Nothing too crazy. But next season is going to be the big test for Eddie. And to see whether he can manage a budget, manage getting rid of players. What players is he going to get rid of? What players is he going to bring in? It's all going to be up to Eddie Howe. You know, big club time, Eddie. Now is the time to step up. We'll see what happens. But there we are, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Frank Lampard to Norwich. What do you think of that? Billy Gilmour, his loan move, has it been saved? Let me know. And what do you think Frank's going to do as a manager if he takes over at Norwich? Will he succeed? Will he not? And Eddie Howe at Newcastle, give me your thoughts on that appointment. Do you think it's a good thing for the Toon? Do you think it's not? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. But thank you all so much for watching. As I've said, don't forget, international break, collabs coming. We'll try and delve into other topics aside from just Chelsea as well. We'll try and explore just like this one. But any big Chelsea things that does happen or any debates or discussions, I will get them here for you guys. So thank you all so much. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. On the road to 100k. Yes, it's all down to you guys. Let's make it happen. Much appreciated. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this. I'll see all of you very, very soon. Have a good one. Look after yourself. See you in a bit. Take care and peace.